one of the stories, I want you to write down the price that you would give to the object. Okay, how much money would you pay for the object after we have heard the story? And then we are going to make some numbers and figure out which one costs more. We can do it in dollars because otherwise there might be some some objects that will with numbers that we don't know of. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. No, this is too cheap. Okay. Here. Okay, thank you so much for your story, Florencia. It was so good. Thank you. Let's see, who wants to continue to tell the second story? Any volunteer?
I can do it.
Okay, Camila, please.
But my story is really silly. It's not like
No, don't worry. I'm
Flor's
sure
story.
not.
Okay. We found you on a sunny spring day in Berna, and we were really excited because we knew you would be the perfect partner for our adventures and that you were going to capture the best moments of this little family. The very first time we took you outside was really fun. I remember that we were in a super great field full of flowers and we played with you. And then you fly high as a condor and you were whizzing as a bee. Now you are a loyal part of the most of our trips. Yes, you are the best drone.
Okay. I was thinking that it could be something else. At the beginning, I thought it was you were addressing the poem to a dog or some pet that you got.
Yeah, I want
It was
to do it like a bit poetic, so.
it was great. It was great. Thank you so much for sharing. Very good.
And I have a video of
Perfect.
the drone if you want to see it.
Okay, shall we see it? Please.
Yeah.
That would be great. Let's see. That's so cool. I've always wanted to have a drone. I don't know what for, because I'm not a photographer or anything like that, but I would love to have one.
It's
Okay,
super
thank
fun.
you. Yeah, I imagine. I imagine. Thank you so much for your story, Cami. That was so good. Okay, perfect. Let's move on. Who would like to continue with another story?
May I?
Yeah, yeah, sure, Lucas, please.
Listen. As a few centuries back, by the time the natives were still freely roaming the continent, there was a tradition of drinking an infusion called mate. At that time, it was more simple in a way because the natives didn't have a heater, if you may, but a more rusty and traditional way. Thankfully, that tradition and humanity evolved nowadays, and we have different styles of mates and heaters. These are the ones maintain a hot weather for longer periods of time, and this is quite useful because when you meet with a friend or group of friends, you can maintain hour-long conversations. Careful though, don't leave it near children or young ones, as they are more sloppy. It will tend to drop the heater and get burned.
Okay, good, good. Thank you so much for
Try to give a kind of
presenting.
moral there or a
Yeah,
warning.
absolutely, absolutely. That's good. That's good that you included a piece of advice at the end, like an instruction. It was. Thank
Yes.
you, Lucas. Very good. Okay, perfect. So remember to add a price that you would give to each of the objects. We have to give a price to Kami's object and to Lucas's object that was the heater. Okay,
In dollars
perfect.
or in pesos?
I think it would be simpler in dollars. I think it's easier. I don't know. Okay, perfect. So let's continue. Okay. So who would like to continue? Two more, and then we go to the book, and we continue next week.
Okay, may I?
Yeah, sure, Macarena, please.
Okay, I will share a picture
Okay.
to all of you because I don't have a camera. Here am I. Are you all seeing this?
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah, okay. This is a cup. Okay. Um, my story is called The Magic Mug.
Mhm.
Once upon a time, nestled in some corner, there was a humble mug. It wasn't like the others. You see, while some mugs are intricate designs of flashy color, this one was simple and swimming with a gentle curve and a smooth comfort feel. Every morning, it came alive with the aroma of flashy brew cafe. Without fail, someone will reach for that humble mug, filling to the brim and steaming hot coffee. But it wasn't just an ordinary mug. It had a story, one that whispered softly in every sip taken from the stream. You see, this mug had been there through it all. It had witnessed the laughter of friends, the tears shared during the heartbreak, and the quiet moments of reflections. Over the time, the once shiny surface of the mug had developed tiny cracks, each other a testament from the countless memories it held within. But despite its imperfections, the mug remained steadfast, providing warmth and comfort to all who held it in their hands. As the day turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the humble mug became beloved symbol of comfort. Its simple presence brought a sense of solace to those who needed it most, a silent companion in a world full of noise. And so, when the time came to price the object, I found myself unable to put a value on something so precious, so filled with memories and meaning. For the humble mug wasn't just a piece of pottery, it was a vessel for stories, a keeper of memories, and a source of comfort in a chaotic world. And for that, I was truly priceless.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the narration. It was so good. I loved some phrases that you used. A silent companion in a world of noise or in a
Of
noisy
noise,
world.
a chaotic work. World.
Yeah, it's so good. And you used something similar later. I don't
I
remember
use,
at the end.
I love coffee. Just love
Really?
coffee.
Okay, thank you so much for the narration. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we have to put a value to this mug, to this cup. Um, okay.
Nota al pie del... Sí, parece la tecita de La Bella y la Bestia. Dato.
Uh, I haven't seen that one, so I will have to. Okay.
Profe,
Ah,
profe,
you have that one. Estrella has.
profe.
Yeah. Sí,
Yo,
alguien. Sí, Camila.
sí, yo creo que entendí mal,
A ver,
porque
¿qué
yo,
pasó?
se me cae el teléfono. Yo entendí mal. Yo elegí ahí esta cajita, pero yo
Ajá.
conté la historia, le conté la historia de los regalos. No es lo mismo. ¿La digo
Eh,
igual?
eh, As you prefer.
Bueno,
Or if as you prefer, if
eh,
you feel comfortable with that story, you can tell it now. If you
porque
want to invent a story,
no es
sorry.
como un cuentito, no es como un cuentito, o sea,
No,
era
don't
verdad.
worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay, okay, let's hear it.
Bueno, the object I chose is the scapulary medal. Yes, medal. No sé si la ven, pero
Un poquito más a la
ahí,
derecha.
ahí.
Ahí se ve un poquito más. Ahí está.
Bueno,
Thank you.
scapulary medal.
Okay.
It was a gift from an American family I worked for many years, taking care for their three children, Joey,
Mhm.
Mark, and David. David was the little one, was the baby. I spent many pleasant moments with this family, and the children were very affectionate and playful, and they did many sports. They were very active. The smaller one and the baby, Davy,
Oh,
he
that's
was
so
very
cute.
precious. Yes. I remember taking, I took him everywhere I went. These were Joey and Mark. And their
That's so
parents were
nice.
very generous and kind. They were both dentists. They had their own office. They used to travel a lot on vacation. And then one time they went to Rome, and they brought me as a gift this a small little box, jewelry box with this scapulary.
Uh-huh.
And when I've been
That
using it for a long time. I'm almost like 15 years, and since there, and I'm very grateful with this family. I have a beautiful memories of them.
okay.
Sometimes I wonder what happened with the children life.
Okay, thank you.
It's not like a tell stories. It's just so cuéntalo. Es verdad. It's true. It's true.
But it's a wonderful story. I know it's true, but it's wonderful. It makes it even better that it's a true story, because it sounds like a fictional story. So thank you. What's the picture or the image you have on the box? Is it the Vatican?
Yes, Rome, San
Ah,
Pietro, Rome. Peter, a ver,
right.
San
That
Pietro. Pietro means Peter. Peter. Sí.
that's so good. And when did you work for this family? You went to the US to work for them?
Yes, yes.
When was it?
When I was too young, I was like 24. Now I'm
That's such
old.
a no.
I'm almost 50. I'm almost 50. So I was very young when I went there. I lived there for almost 10 years.
That's such a great experience to live in another side and learn the language and be in contact with native speakers. That's so good. That's so nice. Thank you, Camila, for sharing the story. That was great. Okay. And the pictures were so cute. The picture of the children.
Yes.
Uh,
Baby David was very
yeah.
cute.
Okay. Perfect. Good. So let's do something. We're going to stop here with the stories, and we're going to continue next week. Okay. Or do you want, or is anybody willing to tell one more story? ¿Alguien que se quiera sacar de encima el compromiso este ya? Anybody? No? Okay. We can leave it for Tuesday. We are going to continue next week. Please remember to give a prize for all of all the presentations. We are going to see which one is worth more money depending on the story. Okay, good. So let's work a little bit with the book now. I think today we are going to finish unit number 2, so that next week we can start with number 3. Let's see. Let me share my screen here. Okay. For today, you had an activity, right? That was on page 26. You had to do activity number 6, okay? It was a revision of the expressions with keep. For example, keep an eye on, keep your chin up, keep a secret, and so on and so forth. So let's see. Let's start with Anaí. Would you like to read sentence number 1 from activity 6, please?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Please keep an eye on the time. We mustn't leave any later than 10:30.
Okay, thank you. So here, which synonym could we use, or which similar expression could we use instead of keep an eye on? Who can
Pay
has a
attention
preference?
to this time.
Pay attention.
Observe
Pay
carefully.
Very good.
Watch.
Pay at
Observe.
Or alert.
Yeah, excellent. That's the idea. Very good. We can use pay attention, but there are different alternatives. Very good. Pay attention to the time. Very good. Stay alert on the time. Perfect. So keep an eye on something. What about number 2, Celeste? Would you like to read the sentence, please?
Yes. Try to keep your chin up. I know you must be frustrated with the lack of progress, but I am sure things will get better.
Okay. So what's the meaning of keep your chin up?
Encourage.
Positive.
No? Keep Encourage. optimism.
Like
Don't give up.
conserve your composure.
Keep a good mood.
Okay, very good. Those are all good alternatives. Very good. Yeah, it's not exactly to encourage because, for example, if I tell you keep your chin up, I am encouraging you, but you are not encouraging, right? The difference is on the focus of the conversation. Yeah, keep your chin up. It's like cheer up. Come on, you can do it. That's it. Very good. Keep your chin up. Perfect.
Some sort of don't give up, more or less.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Yes, absolutely. Don't give up. What about number 3, Estrella? Can you please read it?
Yes. I wouldn't tell him your news just yet if I were you. Sorry. I wouldn't tell him your news just yet if I were you. He's not very good at keeping a secret.
Okay. Well, I think this one is very simple. We use something similar in Spanish.
Be
Keep a
careful.
secret. Yeah, be careful in meaning try not to say anything, right? Keep a secret, okay? Let's go to number 4. Oriana, would you like to read it, please?
Yes. Technology is moving so fast these days. It's difficult to keep track of all the changes.
Okay, perfect. Difficult to keep track of all the changes. Now, what is to keep track of something?
To keep up to date.
Keep up to
Like-
date. That's
Yeah,
one alternative.
I don't know how to say this, but it's like seguirle el ritmo, más o menos.
Exactly. Keep record of something. Yeah, exactly.
About.
Sorry, to
To
inform?
inform about.
It could be, it's difficult to inform all the changes. Yes, that's another possibility. Absolutely. Very
It's
good.
quite similar to keep an eye on, more or less, to pay attention.
Not exactly, because keep an eye on something is just pay attention. Keep track of something is usually when you have to follow all the things that are happening, right? All the steps. So you have to keep a record.
It's kind of more focused.
More focused and probably more detailed. Sorry, there's a dog barking. I don't know where. It's it's like with more detail and step by step, right? Keep an eye on is just pay attention on something, look at something carefully, and that's it. Depending on the context, they could be similar. Number 5, let's see. Lelia, would you like to read number 5, please?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to keep you. I just need to ask you a quick question. Sorry, I don't want to delay you.
Yes, very good. To delay you, to
take too much of your time.
Make you stay.
To interrupt
I don't
you
want
any
to.
longer.
Exactly. Interrupt any longer. To
Steal your time.
To steal your time could be also very good. I'm not sure if we say steal time in English, but in Spanish we
take too much of your time.
Take too much from your time. Exactly. Very good. That's to keep you. And the last one, number 6, Florencia, would you like to read it, please?
Yes. I always think it's a good idea to keep a diary when you are traveling, to look back on later.
Okay. What
It
could
was
be the meaning of
difficult,
Really?
I think.
What is to keep a
I mean,
diary?
I know the
Uh-huh.
meaning, but I don't know another alternative to say this. Keep a diary.
Okay. Okay. Good idea to keep a record could be something we can use.
Appointments or observations or someone or
To
something.
could be to write down comments or observations. Write
Or
down comments or
experience,
observations.
write
Exactly.
your experience.
Absolutely. Write down your experience. Very good. Yes. Absolutely. Do you keep a diary on something?
Yes.
Yes.
Just when I
What about
No,
travel.
I don't.
when you travel?
It's like a
Yes, just when I
journal
travel.
for
Like a
me.
journal?
But
Yeah.
well, I put all my thoughts. So every year I have one.
Do you do it daily or?
No, just when I
Ay,
want.
perdón, me está fallando. Ay, Dios.
Se cortó.
There. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see. Sorry. My internet is not working well. Can you hear me there?
Yes.
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 Sorry, Florencia. I was asking if you do it daily or how often do you keep your diary?
Only when I want.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Not so many people keep a diary. I think it's a good practice to practice writing and also to help your memory. I think it's a
I
good idea.
recommend it. Yes.
Really? Okay, thank you. I should try to do it. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Perfect. So let's move on. We are going to see some phrases that you probably know or you have probably heard, but we are going to see how to use it, and we are going to prepare something, an activity for next week with this. Okay, we are going to see vocabulary about how to react to stories, okay, on page 28 in the book. How to react to stories. Phrases we say when somebody tells us something, we say, what a shame, that's great. And it's not that we have a wide vocabulary to use here. Here we have some more phrases that we could use instead of that's great, that's good news. We have more to say. So to sympathize when something bad, oh, that's awful. Of course, it's, well, all these phrases are for negative ideas. That's awful. How embarrassing. What a disaster. And please take a look at this. If we are going to use what, we need to say e and the noun in singular. Noun in singular, okay? What a disaster. We need to include the article a, okay? Now, if we are going to use how, we need to use an adjective later, not a noun, okay? How embarrassing, how awful, how terrible. But what a terrible story, what a horrible experience, for example, what a disaster, what a mess, okay? We always need, with what a, we can also use an adjective, but it's important that we also include the noun. The noun is compulsory, it has to be there, okay? How embarrassing, what a disaster. Oh, that's really awkward. Let's see, who can help me continue reading the other four?
For
Anybody?
you. Oh.
For you. Thank you. What else?
What a nightmare.
What a nightmare. Here we have something similar to what a disaster.
Yes.
What a and the noun. Very good.
Really? That's odd.
That's
Really?
odd. Very good.
How strange.
Very good. Perfect. With how, we use the adjective strange. Okay. Very good. Perfect. So all these phrases are useful to sympathize when something bad, when a negative experience has happened. Now, let's see what we can say to comment on a good outcome or a good resolution to a problem that we had. Few, well, It's not so useful, but
¿Qué
it's still
significa?
there. Few is just the expression como, menos mal.
Uf,
It's
a
just
ver.
few. It's not exactly a word. It's an onomatopoeia. It's not a word.
I
In
think we
fact.
say that in Spanish, like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, when we
Yeah,
are writing.
yeah, absolutely. I'm not so expressive, so I don't know how to say if, but that's the idea. Yes, thank you. That must have been a relief. So if the other person is telling you something horrible that happened to him or her, but the result was good, it was something favorable, you can say that must have been a relief. Okay. Look that we don't say that must have been. We don't pronounce letter H because otherwise it's too choppy. Es como que va muy cortado si pronunciamos la H. So we just say that must have been a relief. We use T with letter A. That must have been, and we don't pronounce letter H. Okay. That was clever. That was good thinking. If the other person could solve it in a wise way, in an intelligent way, that was clever. That was good thinking. That was lucky. If the other person was lucky, that was lucky. Okay. And let's see the expressions to talk about similar experiences. Let's see. Celeste, would you like to read the first two expressions, please?
Yes, I can sympathize with that.
Very good. And the other, the second?
And sorry. Yeah, I think I would have done the same thing.
Okay, perfect. So remember, this is for similar experience. I can sympathize with that. I would have done the same thing. Here, it's the same. I would have done. We don't pronounce letter H. We just say, I would have done the same thing. Okay. And let's see, Anaí, can you read the last two, please?
Yeah, a similar thing happened to me once. Yeah,
Good.
I once had the same experience.
Okay, perfect. Good. So they are not difficult phrases to remember. I think everybody can use these. So what are we going to do next class? I want you. Estoy pensando a ver cómo hago con la actividad que les tenía preparada. Bueno, I want you to think of a story. We have to finish all the stories with the objects. Anyways, I want you to prepare a story, okay? An experience that you had, something bad that happened to you. And the idea is to improvise. You have to make a story, okay, with your experience. And next class, I will choose somebody else, and that person. So
Se
it is all
cortó.
improvisation. Ay, a ver, ¿me escuchan ahí
Again,
o?
teacher.
Ahora sí.
Yes.
Again? Okay. The idea is this. You have to make a story for next class. O ya vemos para cuándo, pero bueno, igual vayan preparando. Porque si no voy a hacer un día con las fechas. Make a story with something bad that happened to you. Okay? It can be real or it can be fake. It's up to you. And then comes the part of improvisation. I will choose somebody else, and that person has to react to the other person's story, okay? Using these phrases. Not only react, but also to share a similar experience using the expressions that we have at the end, okay? So that we can put into practice the vocabulary, all the phrases, and we can also improvise a conversation, okay? So part of the conversation will be rehearsed, will be prepared, but the other part will be improvised. So we can practice a little bit of that. Ténganla preparada, no sé cuándo la vamos a poder hacer por el tema de los tiempos, pero bueno, tengo preparada just in case. Okay, let's have a look at activity number 2 on page 28. We have different situations here, 6 different situations. I would like you to read the situations and tell me how you think they ended up. What happened after these stories? For example, number 1, Macarena, would you like to read the...
Okay. The bus broke down on the motorway, so we were all left waiting until help could arrive.
Okay, so we have a bus that broke down and everybody had to wait until help could arrive. How do you think this story ended up? This is for anybody.
They
Let's see.
spent the whole afternoon in the rain.
Okay. They spent all the afternoon in the rain. Very good. What other possibilities? What other? Let's see how creative we are.
It came another bus.
Okay, another bus came. Okay, very good. Another bus came. What else?
Messi appeared.
Messi appeared. Okay, quite optimistic, but could be. Messi appeared driving the other
plane.
bus. In a plane. Okay, he arrived in a plane. Okay, what else?
Maybe they
I
waited
think
a lot.
Okay, they waited a lot. Okay, very good. Sorry, Lelia.
I think to catch a cab.
Okay, they caught a cab. They caught a
Yeah.
cab. Okay, Celeste.
They spend all night there.
Okay, they spent all night there. Very good. Sorry, somebody else wanted to speak.
Yes. They found
Please.
horses and left on horses.
Okay, they found horses and left on them. Perfect. Okay, let's see the creativity number 2. Lucas, can you read the second sentence, please?
Sure. My trousers got caught on the door handle, and as I walked away, they tore.
Now let's see, what do you think could happen here?
He walked without panthers until he got freeze.
Okay, could be.
Oh, he felt just I don't know how to say it. Aire, ¿cómo se dice? Brisa.
¿El sereno?
¿Cómo?
What? Brisa.
Que
How
sintió
do
la
you say?
brisita, el sereno.
The wind. The wind?
The wind. You feel the wind on your leg maybe, and a girl said that something
Okay.
was broken.
Okay, very good. Yes, very good. What
They
else?
just continue walking because now like broke trousers are stylish.
Okay, could be. That's a good excuse. Lucas, sorry, you wanted to say
Sorry,
something?
iba a preguntar si no había, there's no other synonym for chiflete, like, porque es muy lunfardo argentino, eso me...
Yes, it's specifically from here, but let me check. I think there might be. There might be. Could be breeze, but breeze is not a jargon. It's just a normal word. The breeze, the wind. I will look for it.
Could it be a weak wind, more or less?
Yeah, could be, or a soft wind. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good.
I think he put a sweater on the hole. No?
But the trousers are on your legs. He put, I understand. He tied up the sleeves of the sweater.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Okay, could be. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Let's go to number 3. Oriana, would you like to read it, please?
Yes. I bent the key trying to force it into the door lock, and when I tried to straighten the key, it snapped.
Okay. What's the meaning of snap? The key snapped.
Como que se rompió.
Se trabó.
Yeah, it broke. It broke. He was trying to put it in the door lock, and then when he tried to straighten, cuando lo trató de enderezar, it broke. It snapped. And it happened to me once, so I can relate to this. What do you think could be the consequence here? Or what happens next?
He has to call a cerrajero.
The person couldn't open the door.
Okay, he had to call a locksmith. Could be one option. What else? Sorry?
A fireman. You call a fireman, maybe.
A fireman. Okay. Good. What else?
I
He
think there was
entered
no.
through the window.
Sorry, Florencia, and sorry, there was somebody else. Let's see Florencia first.
Okay, I was thinking there was no solution and he had to break the door because the baby was inside.
Okay, very good, perfect. There was somebody else speaking, sorry. Who was it? Camila.
He entered through the window.
He entered through the window, perfect. Okay, very good.
I beg help to my neighbor.
Sorry?
Pido ayuda. I beg, se dice.
I beg for help or
I
ask
beg
for
for
help.
help, ask for help to my neighbor.
Absolutely, very good. Estrella?
Maybe he ring the bell. It says
He rang the bell?
he rang the bell and they opened from inside.
Okay, good, perfect. Now let's read 4, 5, and 6 without guessing what happens because we have to move on. Number 4, the lift got stuck between the 18th and the 19th floors and 2 people completely panicked. Have you ever got stuck in an elevator or lift?
Sí. Yes.
What did you do?
Scream for help.
And how much time were you there?
No, just a while.
Okay, that's good. Whenever I get into a lift, I always think the worst, and I always think that the lights will go out or something, and I will get stuck there. Number 5,
It increases
It happened to me once.
when it's
Almost.
too old.
It
Here in
increases.
Salta
Sorry,
are very old.
right.
Too many.
Right. Yeah. I imagine.
It starts the music of Jason. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go to number 5. The tires on my bicycle were badly worn. What's the meaning of worn? Something that is badly worn.
Herrumbroso.
¿Desgastadas?
Desgastadas, estaban muy desgastadas, ajá. The tires on my bicycle were badly worn, and when I hit a bump in the road, we already saw the meaning of bump in the text about the movie. One of them burst. And the last one, number 6, my computer froze without any reason while I was working, which is what happens to me every class.
Because of the internet.
Because of the internet, absolutely. Okay, let's see. We are going to listen to people talking about these topics, different conversations, and we have to see what is the outcome, what happens next after these situations, okay? The first time we listen, we are going to try to find what happens next. The second time we listen to the audio, we are going to try to find these phrases, okay? Ready? Let's see, number 18. Compartir sonido, and there we go.
Track 18, Unit 2D. Conversation 1.
Waiting until help could arrive.
What did you do?
Luckily, another bus came within about 15 minutes, and we all transferred to that one.
That must have been a relief.
Conversation 2.
My trousers got caught on the door handle, and as I walked away, they tore.
Oh, that's awful.
Yes, I had to walk right across the restaurant back to our table with my hands over the hole.
How embarrassing.
Conversation 3.
I bent the key trying to force it into the door lock, and when I tried to straighten the key, it snapped.
How did you get in?
I went to the neighbours, but they weren't at home, so I just had to wait till someone came home.
Yeah, a similar thing happened to me once.
Conversation 4.
The lift got stuck between the 18th and the 19th floors and 2 people completely panicked.
Oh, what a nightmare.
It was. Then the lights in the lift went off and one of them started screaming.
Yeah, I think I would have done the same thing.
Conversation 5.
The tyres on my bicycle were badly worn, and when I hit a bump in the road, one of them burst.
Ooh, poor you.
Well, I came off and cut my hand. Thank goodness there were no cars behind me.
That was lucky.
Conversation 6.
My computer froze without any reason while I was working,
Really? How strange.
Yeah, I thought I'd lost about 4 hours' work, but when I rebooted the computer, I searched for some of the key words in my document, and I found a temporary file which had most of the document in it.
That was good thinking.
Okay. So, what happened in the first situation? What happened after the bus broke down?
Another bus came.
Another bus came. And took
Another
them.
bus came in 15 minutes and took
Very
them.
disappointed
Exactly,
that
very
Messi
good.
didn't. Very disappointed that
Yeah.
Messi didn't arrive.
Yeah, it's so disappointing, absolutely. Number 2, my trousers got caught on the door handle, and as I walked away, they tore. What did the man do?
Ran to the restaurant and
He ran to the restaurant.
his hand on the hole.
Exactly, covering the hole with his hands, absolutely. Number 3, I bent the key trying to force it, and the key snapped. What happened later?
Went to the neighbor.
But no
Yeah,
one was
she
there.
went to the neighbor.
No one
And
was
waited.
there.
Exactly. So what
Yeah.
did she have to do? So she
has
had to wait.
Wait.
Someone came home.
Exactly. She had to wait until someone came home. Excellent. Sadly. she should have called a locksmith or a fireman. Number 4, the lift got stuck between the 18th and the 19th floors, and 2 people completely panicked. What happened after that?
One of them started to scream.
Screaming.
One of them started screaming, exactly. And the lights, what, Lucas?
Lights went off, and that
The
when
lights,
the people.
exactly, the lights went off and one of the people started screaming. Perfect. Number 5, the tires on her bicycle burst. And what happened after that?
She cut her hand.
She came off.
She fell off the bike and she cut her hand. Exactly.
Yeah.
Very good. Mhm. And the last one, the computer froze while this man was working. What happened what happened after that?
He thought he lost
Restart
4 hours
the
work.
computer.
Exactly. He thought he had lost everything or 4 hours work in his computer. And then he, what?
Found a temporary
document.
Let's go.
The temporary file. Very good. He looked some keywords in the temporary files, and it was there. Okay, perfect. Let's listen once again, okay? And let's try to find these phrases in the conversations, okay? Yes, let's do that. Let's see if they use all the phrases, or let's try to, or let's tick the expressions they use, okay? Let's see. Give me a second. There we go.
Track 18, Unit 2D. Conversation 1.
The bus broke down on the motorway, so we were all left waiting until help could arrive.
What did you do?
Luckily, another bus came within about 15 minutes, and we all transferred to that one.
That must have been a relief.
Conversation 2.
My trousers got caught on the door handle, and as I walked away, they tore.
Oh, that's awful.
Yes, I had to walk right across the restaurant back to our table with my hands over the hole.
How embarrassing.
Conversation 3.
I bent the key trying to force it into the door lock, and when I tried to straighten the key, it snapped.
How did you get in?
I went to the neighbours, but they weren't at home, so I just had to wait till someone came home.
Yeah, a similar thing happened to me once.
Conversation 4.
The lift got stuck between the 18th and the 19th floors, and 2 people completely panicked.
Oh, what a nightmare.
It was. Then the lights in the lift went off, and one of them started screaming.
Yeah, I think I would have done the same thing.
Conversation 5.
The tyres on my bicycle were badly worn, and when I hit a bump in the road, one of them burst.
Ooh, poor you.
Well, I came off and cut my hand. Thank goodness there were no cars behind me.
That was lucky.
Conversation 6.
My computer froze without any reason while I was working.
Really? How strange.
Yeah, I thought I'd lost about 4 hours' work, but when I rebooted the computer, I searched for some of the key words in my document, and I found a temporary file which had most of the document in it.
That was good thinking.
Okay. So let's see. What phrase do we have in conversation one? Do you remember?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
That
awful.
must have
that
been.
must have
That
been a
must have
relief.
been a relief.
That must have been a relief. Excellent. ¿Dónde tengo el mouse? Acá. That must have been a relief. Perfect. What about the other expressions? Number two, do you remember?
Oh, that
Oh, that is
awful.
awful.
how
Oh,
embarrassing.
Very
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
excellent. Oh, that's awful. And how embarrassing. Excellent. Number two and number two. This one was number one. What about conversation number three?
Yeah,
Yeah,
similar thing
similar
happened
thing
to me
happened
once.
to me
Happened
once.
to me once.
Here, a similar thing happened to me once. What about conversation number four? There are two phrases here.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will have done the same thing.
Very good. What a nightmare. And yeah, I think I would have done the same thing. Excellent. What about conversation number five?
For
For
you.
you, for you, that
For
was
you?
lucky.
That was
That was
lucky.
lucky.
Excellent. That was lucky. And for you. Perfect. And the last one, number six.
Really?
Really? How strange.
Mhm.
That was
That
good
was
thinking.
That was good thinking. Very good. He did something wise, so the reaction, that was good thinking. Okay, very, very good. Any questions about this vocabulary or these phrases? Nope, all clear? So far, so good? Okay, that's great. Let's see. We are going to see a little bit of, we are going so fast. I promise we can finish a little bit earlier if you want to, if you feel tired. The idea is to finish with unit number 2 today. So let's see, page 29. And this is going to be part of your asynchronous activity. So let's see. We are going to write a story. Have you ever written a story for Centro de Lenguas or for another institute? No? Is it going to be the first time? Oh, okay, okay, that's great. So we are going to write a story later. I will explain later what to do. Okay, here we have the opening paragraph from a story about two men walking in the Amazon rainforest in Peru. And then we are going to answer the questions. Let's see. We are going to read. It's not so clear, so let's see. Maybe I can read and yeah, maybe I can read. I can't move, cried Rowan. My foot's stuck in something. It's really painful. Sorry, we are on page 29. I'm not sure if I said. My foot is stuck in something. It's really painful. Chris knew that Rowan was struggling. He had been moaning all day about his sore feet, and they had only covered a kilometer in the last half an hour. Chris was tired too from hiking through the thick jungle, but was keen to return to the camp before it got dark. They weren't carrying many supplies with them, and neither had eaten anything for at least 3 hours. It's probably just a thorn bush or something, he said encouragingly, walking back slowly to see what the problem was. Reach down and try to free your foot. But as he got nearer, he could see that it wasn't a bush that had caught Rowan. Sorry, I can see what it says here. It wasn't a bush that had caught Rowan, caught a metal animal trap, which, sorry. It wasn't a bush, but thank you. It wasn't a bush that had caught Rowan, but a metal animal trap which had clamped itself firmly to his right ankle. Now, first, let's take a look at this question. Here, why do you think the writer starts with the story? Starts the story when Rowan cries out? What effect do you think it has?
The reader?
Sorry, to
hook the reader.
Could be to hook the reader. In how do you think it hooks the reader?
Like showing a problem or an extreme situation, like
Yes, absolutely. The story starts at the middle of the problem, right? So it catches the attention or hooks the reader. Exactly. Now, what happened to Rowan?
He got caught.
He got caught?
His
In
foot,
what?
actually.
Exactly. His foot got caught. Where?
In a metal trap for animals.
In a metal trap for animals. Excellent. And how are the two characters in the story feeling about their walk? What do you think? Take a look at all the highlighted expressions. Cried, struggling, moaning.
They are fearful.
They are fearful. Very good. What other ideas do we feel?
They
What
are not
things?
having a good time.
Absolutely. They are not having a good time, walking
They
back
had a
slowly.
they hadn't eaten 3 hours ago.
Exactly.
Tired.
They haven't eaten in the last 3 hours, I think. Yeah, absolutely. They are tired. Very good.
Tired.
Bueno, tampoco es que no habían comido en tanto tiempo.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. Now let's try to find let's try to find the synonym or for these expressions. What about cried? I can't move, cried Rowan. What other expression can we use? Sorry?
Told.
Okay.
Yeah,
Said
maybe.
Rowan. Yelled. Very good. Well, yell means when you are angry. In this case, I'm not sure if yell is the word.
Scream?
But screamed. Exactly. Yes. Screamed.
Complained.
Complained. Absolutely. Complained. I can't move. Complained. Rowan. Screamed. Rowan. Said is like too generic and too general. It could be, but screamed is more specific. Complained is too specific. Chris knew that Rowan was struggling. What's the idea of struggling?
Fighting.
Fighting with something.
Excellent. Was fighting, was having problems, was having a difficult time. Exactly. Was fighting. He had been moaning all day about his sore feet.
The word in Spanish es quejarse, pero en inglés I don't know.
Yeah, it's like to complain.
Complain.
Yeah.
To complain.
Exactly, to complain. He had been complaining all day about his sore feet. Very good. Chris was tired too from hiking through the thick jungle.
Trekking?
Yeah, trekking.
Walking.
Trekking could be, which one, Camila?
Hiking. Walking.
Walking.
Climbing.
Yeah, climbing. Exactly. Well, we don't use climbing with through. We don't climb through something, but hiking is a synonym of running, of walking, climbing, trekking. Yeah, hiking is like intermediate between walk and run, right? So that's hiking. It's probably just a thorn bush or something, she said encouragingly.
Cheer up, maybe.
Trying to cheer up. Very good. When you say something encouragingly, what do you try to do?
Confidence.
Confidently. Very good. Yes. You try to convince the other person, or in this case, he's trying to convince himself. It's just a bush. Walking back slowly. Well, it's very literal. Walking back slowly to see what the problem was. Now, which of these verbs express movement?
Hiking.
Hiking.
Hiking. Walking back slowly.
Yes.
Okay. Which of them? Sorry?
Struggling?
Yeah, struggling. Struggling usually, sometimes it involves emotional feelings. Well, emotional things. But most of the times, struggling refers to when you are fighting to do something with movement, okay? So in this case, it expresses movement. And which of the verbs expresses verbal communication?
Right.
Cried, yes.
Complaining.
Complaining.
Moaning. Actually moaning.
Complaining.
Yes.
Or said
Said
encouragingly.
encouragingly.
Yep. And moaning. Okay. Very good. Perfect. Now let's see. Let's have a look at other ideas or other expressions that we can use. Look at the words in bold in these sentences and try to work out their meaning from the context. Activity letter B. Let's read the sentences, okay, together, and let's try to find the meaning. Lelia, would you like to read number 1, please?
Yes. Help, she screamed. The man running away, he's just stolen my wallet. That man running away, he's just stolen my wallet.
Okay, thank you. Now, what is the idea of scream in this context?
Cry.
To yell.
Yeah.
Cry.
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 Yes, cry out. Yeah.
Cry out. Shout.
Shout.
Okay. Yep. Very good. In this case, yell. Well, we have a thing with the verb yell. When you yell, you are addressing somebody. You yell at somebody. Okay. In this case, he's not yelling angrily at the man, at the robber or at the thief, but to people in general, right? So he's not yelling at the people. He could be yelling, in another case, he could be yelling at the thief, but not general at the people, right? So he's shouting, crying out. Very good. Number 2, Estrella, can you please read the sentence?
They continued on their way, but Shay could tell that Chess was unhappy because he kept muttering under her breath.
Okay. What is to mutter?
¿Como tartamudear?
That is to stutter.
Whispering?
It's like to whisper, but...
Murmur? Murmur?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's similar to whisper, but when you whisper, it's because you're telling a secret. In this case, why is he muttering? How does he feel? Sorry, how does
Yes.
He's unhappy.
Complaining, maybe.
Complaining. So mutter is to say something in a low voice or in a soft voice because you are angry, right? And usually when somebody mutters, you can understand what the other person is saying. It's a little bit clear. It's not difficult to understand.
It's in Spanish we'll say hablar por lo bajo.
Hablar por lo bajo puede ser, sí.
Murmurar.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Murmurar también. Exactly. And then we have mumbled. They are similar, but there's a difference. Celeste, would you like to?
Yes. He mumbled something about it being unfair, but I couldn't catch his exact words.
What's the difference between mutter and mumbled?
Mumble and maybe with a loud voice.
Not exactly. Both of them are in a soft voice, in a low voice, but when somebody mumbles, we don't usually understand what the other person is saying. It's difficult to understand. Los dos son murmurar, solo que mumble is difficult to understand. Mutter is when somebody speaks in a soft voice, but it's easier to understand. Okay? And mutter is usually for when you feel angry. So that's the difference between mutter and mumbled. Okay. Let's go to number 4. Camila Molina, would you like to read the sentence, please?
Okay. Okay, let's try your way then, she said with a sigh. She had lost the energy to argue.
Okay. What is when you say something with a sigh? What does it mean?
Decir algo con la mirada.
That is, no, es sight, mirada es con T al final.
Sí, sí.
Con un suspiro. And in what situations do you sigh?
When you're tired, for example.
When you are tired.
Yes.
When you give up, I mean.
When you give up. Yeah, in an argument, when you give up, when you are tired of arguing, you say something with a sigh. Okay, let's do it your way. If you want it like that, let's do it like that, with a sigh.
Teacher?
Okay, yes.
Can you repeat, please, the difference between muttering and mumble?
Yes, of course. Both of them mean speak in a low voice, in a soft voice. Los dos es hablar bajito. The difference is that you mumble, when somebody mumbles, the other people don't understand. It's difficult to understand what the other person is saying. Okay? So when somebody mumbles, it's difficult to understand. I couldn't catch his exact words because it's difficult to understand. When somebody mutters, the person speaks in a soft voice, but it's easier to understand. It's not so difficult. And usually, so when somebody mutters, it's because that person is angry. Okay? That's the difference. The difference is that mumble is difficult to understand, mutter is easier to understand what the other person is saying. Okay? Good. Let's 5. Let's see. Oriana, would you like to read the last sentence, please?
I'll go first, he said bravely, but she could see that he was scared.
Okay. What is to say something bravely?
Like,
Algo valientemente.
Without fear.
Without fear.
With courage.
Confident.
Confidence, yes.
Excellent. With confidence, without fear. Sorry, Cami Molina, you said another possibility. What was it?
With courage.
Yeah, with courage. Absolutely, with courage, in a strong voice, firm voice. Okay, that is to say something bravely. But she could see that he was scared. Okay, so here we have some synonyms to talk about the ways of speaking. Let's see other ideas to talk about the way somebody moves, okay? So far, so good. Do you have any questions before we continue?
No.
No? All clear? Okay, great. Florencia, would you like to read sentence number 6, please?
Yes, we moved casually along the narrow path, conscious of the steep step drop to our left.
Okay. What is to move cautiously?
Precaution.
What do you think?
Be careful.
With caution,
Moving
in a
with
careful way.
Yes.
Very good. Moving in a right, exactly. That is to move cautiously. That is why you can find, for example, if there's there's a closed road and they are building or something, you can find a word, a sign that says warning or caution, right? Caution comes from, well, cautiously comes from caution. They are the same, okay? Let's continue. Sentence number 7. Macarena, would you like to read it, please?
When he heard the car arrive, he leapt to his feet and ran to the door.
Okay. What is to leap? Or he
Jump.
leapt to his feet. Sorry, Camila?
Jump.
To jump. Very good. To jump suddenly to do something. That is to leap to your feet. To jump. Excellent. Let's go to number 8. Anaí, please, can you read it?
Yes. She tripped on a rock and almost fell, but then regained her balance.
Okay, very good. What is to trip? She tripped on a rock.
Tropezar.
She fell.
Tropezarse, to fall. To fall over something, usually because you hit that object. She hit the rock and then she fell over the rock. She almost fell over the rock. Es tropezarse. Exactly, that is to trip. Very good. Let's go with Camila Molina. Can you read number 9, please?
We hurry on for the next hour, but then slow to a more usual pace.
Okay. What is to hurry on?
To move quickly?
Yeah, to move quickly. Exactly, to move quickly. They moved quickly for the next hour, but then they slowed to a more usual pace. Excellent.
The pace is like rhythm, right? Con ritmo.
Exactly. Rhythm is usually for speaking and pace for movement. But yeah, they are like synonyms in that case.
Okay.
And the last one, number 10, let's see. Lelia, can you please read the last one?
Okay. She turned anxiously towards the door, wondering whether she should enter.
Okay. What is to turn anxiously?
She
Around.
go back. She go back anxiously toward the door, wondering whether she should enter.
Back. Very good. The thing is that I'm now thinking, go back means to return to a place. Turn usually indicates a change of direction, but in a fast way. She turned or she changed direction fast towards the door, right? Now I'm thinking that going back probably has a different meaning. Okay, she turned anxiously or she changed the direction anxiously towards the door, wondering whether she should.
Will be to be fearful.
Sorry?
I don't know what else to say. It's to be nervous, to be distressed.
For anxiously?
Yes.
Anxiously could. I'm not sure if we have something similar, because anxious could be because you are waiting for something, you are expecting something to happen, or because you are fearful, you are afraid of something and you don't want that to happen. So it has different meanings, right? There are different reasons why you can feel anxious. Okay, good. So what are we going to do later? I'm going to give you, I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to give you the first sentence of a story. And the idea is that you finish the story in a writing, okay? Trying to use some of these phrases, not all of them, it's not necessary, but at least one phrase from the speaking verbs and one from the moving verbs, okay? Then I'm going to explain the instructions in the platform. But that's going to be the idea. Y para el parcial, no les suelo decir parcial, el trabajo integrador, cuando tengan un writing, este va a ser uno de los temas que les puede tocar. No va a ser la misma oración la que les voy a dar, obviamente la voy a cambiar, pero va a ser algo así. Les puedo dar la primera oración para que ustedes después continúen la historia. Okay? So this is also good practice for the test, when we have the test. Okay? Then I'm going to upload it to the platform. Let's do 2 more activities and we can finish. So we have worked a lot. So 1 or 2 more activities and we can finish with that. So far, so good? Any questions? Yes? Okay. Okay, cool. Let's go to page 32. Let's do just one activity. I think we have worked too much today. And we are going to do activity number 1 from this page. Complete the story using the correct past tense form of the verbs. Be careful. Use both active and passive forms. Sometimes you have to use the passive, sometimes you have to use the active. ¿Cómo lo van a reconocer? Si el sujeto que mencionan antes del verbo tiene la capacidad de hacer la acción, that is active voice. Si el sujeto no tiene la capacidad de realizar la acción que está marcada entre paréntesis, it's passive voice. Okay? So let's do this activity and then we check. Okay, ready? Or not yet? Not yet? Okay, okay. 2 more minutes, I think is enough, and then we check. Okay, let's check the activity. Let's see. Any volunteer who would like to start reading?
Me.
Okay, Lucas, please.
Most people heard of Richard Branson, head of the Virgin Group, and his business success. But not
Okay,
many.
thank you. Thank you. Most people, do you all have the same? Most people heard of
No.
Richard Branson?
No,
What do
No,
you
I
have?
I've
Have
heard.
heard.
I've heard.
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 Yes, because there are still more people who continue hearing about this person, so it's not a finished action, right? Most people have heard of Richard Branson. Okay, very good. Let's continue. Estrella, can you please continue?
Yes, but not many people know about his love of April Fool's jokes. In 2011, an article was published on the Virgin website announcing that Branson had just bought the planet Pluto.
Excellent, very good. An article was published, passive voice, because the article cannot publish. The article can be published by somebody else on the Virgin website announcing that Branson had just bought. Excellent.
In the
Because
part
it's
of
a
an article I put has been published on the Virgin website. It's okay?
no, because we have the specific time when it happened in 2011, right? If we didn't have the time, that would be correct. But as we have the time expression indicating when in the past it happened, we need past simple, right?
Okay.
Okay. Past bought, because the action is in the past and it was recent at that moment in the past. Very good. Celeste, would you like to continue, please?
Yes, in 2013, he revealed that his company has been working for some time on a glass bottomed plane so passengers could look down at the scenery while they were flying.
Very good. Yes, while they were flying. Perfect. Sorry, Celeste, can you repeat number 5? I couldn't hear.
And his company had been working.
Yes, very good.
Has been working.
Had or has?
Had been.
Had been, perfect. Yes.
Working.
Very good. He revealed, because we have the specific time expression in 2013, past simple, that his company had been working for some time. We have the expression for some time, indicating that it was an action that took some time to be finished. While indicates past continuous, while they were flying. Excellent.
Sorry,
Yes.
teacher, can you repeat why the tree is like that? Had just go?
Okay, because we have we have an action in the past that is in 2011. That is the article was published. Okay. Before the article, that is in number 2, an article was published. Before the article was published, there was another past action that he had bought the planet Pluto. So we use past perfect because it's a past action before another past action, right?
But it's not passive voice, right? Right?
No, it's active voice.
Okay.
Passive voice would be that the planet Pluto had just been bought. That would be passive voice.
And in 5, it's not passive voice either, right?
No, because the company can work. Company meaning the group of people had been working for some time. It's also active.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. While they were flying. Yes,
I have
Mariana.
a question.
Tell me.
What was the answer of 6? I have flew.
Could look down. Sorry. So passengers could look down at the scenery while they
were flying.
That indicates the action. They could look at the scenery while the action was in progress, while they were flying, right? So it's past continuous. Ahora, si fuese una acción puntual, sí usaríamos past simple, pero como está en progreso, ellos iban mirando mientras iban volando, that is past continuous, right? Okay, perfect. Let's continue. Macarena, can you continue reading, please? Number 7.
A ver, un momento. The story.
Do you have?
Okay, ya le conté. The story was picked up by several media agencies.
Very good. Yes, the story was picked up by several media agencies. Volvemos al past simple porque seguimos relatando una acción que ya terminó, right? The story was picked up. Now, a story cannot pick up something. Other people or media agencies can pick up. So this is passive voice because the subject cannot perform the action of picking up. Okay?
Además tenemos ahí el bio, ¿no? Y eso nos dice que...
Ese también nos ayuda un montón. Yes,
el
absolutely. Exactly. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Macarena. Let's go. Mila Molina, would you like to continue, please?
He had even played an April Fool joke on the British police.
Okay, he had or has, sorry.
Had even played. Has.
I would say has because we don't know when. We don't know if it happens before or after the publication of the article. So it is a present perfect. He has, sorry. He has even played. Very
Teacher,
good. Okay. Yes.
It isn't even played only because the next part, the next sentence says the time.
You are right. Well, in this case, I think it could be up to you. I think has even played is possible. The thing is that Americans would say he even played. British English would use he has even played. So it's up to you. But it's a good point. The next sentence tells us the time.
Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, but we don't have to use like past tenses because here is like if we use present, it's like, well, present. Perfect.
The thing is that, well, yeah. But for example, in the first one, I think past tense, meaning that it is present perfect is present, but refers to an action in the past. So
okay,
I think that I would use present perfect also. The thing is this, concerning this sentence, I know we are past our time, but we are going to finish soon. For example, if I made the question, where have you been? I'm using present perfect, but the other person can change to past simple. I was at the supermarket. So here there's something similar. In the first sentence, he has even played. We don't have a time expression. We are starting with present perfect. And then we are going to give more detail with the time expression, and we have to use past simple, right? So in this change, we can use both. First the present perfect and then the past simple.
Okay, thank you, because the point of my question was if we should consider to use present perfect here. So,
right.
Amazing.
Okay, perfect. Great, let's continue. Let's see. Who would like to read? Okay, Anai, would you like to read, please, to continue?
Yes. In 1989, they were called
Yes.
to a field near London, where several people reported seeing a UFO.
Very good. First, we need the passive voice. Very good. And then, sorry.
Had reported.
Yes, because before they were called.
Yes.
Sorry, they were called to a field where several people had reported. So the reporting of these UFOs happened before they were called, right?
Okay.
Exactly. Had reported seeing a UFO. Okay, very good. Let's see. Oriana, would you like to continue, please?
Yes. The officers wasn't expected to find anything unusual, so they were shocked to see a silver flying saucer in the field.
Okay. The officers, in plural, what is the verb to be for the plural?
Didn't expect.
Wasn't expected.
Wasn't is
Or
for he, she, it.
Weren't.
Or
Weren't.
Exactly. The officers weren't expecting.
Would we use didn't expect seeing a UFO?
The officers didn't expect it. Yeah, I think in this case could also be valid. The officers didn't expect. Yeah, in this context, both could be possible. Didn't expect to find anything unusual, so they were shocked. Yeah.
Yo también puse didn't.
Didn't? Okay, yeah, it's good. It's good. In this case, both options are valid. Okay, let's continue with Lelia, please. Sorry, Lelia, your microphone is off. You have to activate it. There it is.
The officers didn't expect to find anything unusual, so they were shocked to see a silver flying saucer in the field. In fact, it was a hot air balloon that had been made to look like a UFO.
Excellent. That had been made to look like a UFO. Passive voice, because the balloon cannot make anything. Another person can make the air balloon to look like something else. And it happened before they reported. Yes.
It can be was made to look like UFO.
In this case, no, because this happened, they made this balloon look like a UFO before they reported this event to the police, right? So it's an action in the past before another action in the past, right? So past perfect. That had been made. Okay, very good. And Cami Tognolini, can you please finish the text?
Sure. They were even more surprised when a figure in the silver suit stepped out of it. Stepped.
Very good. Yeah, stepped. Very good. When a figure in a silver suit and un traje plateado stepped out of it. Okay, perfect. Good, perfect. So do you have any
Teacher?
questions? Yes.
Yes, I don't understand that why can be was made.
Okay, because we have two events in the past. Okay, let's draw a timeline here like this. We have an event in the past here that is people, the police were called. Okay, police. I'm going to write called. They were called. Before, why they were called? Because before somebody had made an air balloon look like a UFO. So it's an action that is even more in the past than the fact that the police were called. Tenemos dos acciones en el pasado, entonces la que va primero, la que es anterior, siempre va a ir con past perfect. Right?
Okay.
Is it more clear now?
Yes, yes.
Yes? Okay, good.
Teacher, so
yes.
How we passive voice in 5 and 12?
We need passive voice in 12, in, yes, in 5, had been working. No, sorry, 5 is past perfect continuous. It's not passive voice. Let me see. Number 7 is passive voice. Number 2 is passive voice. Number 2, number 7, number 9 is passive voice.
Are you
and
sure
number 12.
7 was picked?
Yes, because we have
okay.
by several
thank
media
you.
agencies. Okay, so it's 2, 7, 12, and 9. 2, 7, 9, and 12. Those are passive voice. Okay, perfect. Any questions? Nope, all clear? Okay, I'm going to give you more material if you want to in the platform to continue practicing passive voice and active voice from the workbook, okay? It's optional. You can do it at your own pace when you have time, but I'm going to give you some activities from the workbook so you can continue practicing. Does it sound good?
Okay.
Sure.
Yes?
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So we finish for today. Sí.
Yo me di cuenta que la clase que viene no voy a poder entrar. No sé si le mando la historia que teníamos que hacer por mail o como.
¿El jueves vas a poder conectarte?
No sé,
¿Tampoco?
espero que sí.
Bueno, no, hagamos una cosa. La historia del objeto, guárdala, acordátela, y cuando vuelvas a clase la decís.
Okay.
¿Ok? Dale, hagamos así. Y ahora le subo a la plataforma el writing. Ese writing va a ser para el jueves, les doy una semana entera para que lo hagan, así no están muy apretados con los tiempos.